It is August 3rd, 2023, and this is the latest news update for Medellin Colombia and Colombia as a whole. Follow along.
You're watching DC-born Rob, Racing Borders. And now, the news.
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for watching. You're watching DC-born Rob, Racing Borders. I'm DC Rob. This channel is dedicated to travel. Number one, internationally travel. Hopefully, but nationally, or again, around the corner to the grocery store, get on a Greyhound bus, just travel in general. Also for expats who live in Medellin, Colombia and would like to see the news in English, and for short-term visitors who want to know what's going on in the city before, during, and after they return. I have a few stories today. Some are, most are serious and a couple of lighter ones, but let's just jump into the news right here. Stay to the end because I'm going to leave a link at the end, and I want to announce that halfway through that you need to check out this video. You got to check out this video. Anyway, let's jump into the first story. They investigate the strange death of a foreigner who arrived in Medellin to watch the national racing match. A foreigner named Carlos Ernesto Fabian de Rose, 37, from Argentina, arrived in Medellin to watch the national racing match. He collapsed in a hotel and was taken to the Las Vegas clinic by his friends, where he arrived without vital signs and was pronounced dead. Carlos had just arrived in Colombia with his friends, and they were there to watch the Copa Libertadores match between Nacional and Racing de Argentina. The man collapsed just 5 minutes after arriving at the hotel. The authorities are investigating the cause and circumstances of his death. So there you go. Again, we're starting with bad news. And pretty serious news too. I still say travel, but travel safely. I don't say that lightly at the end. I'm smiling when I say it because I want to encourage you guys to travel anywhere, but you got to travel safe. Okay. There's no more information on this story, so just hang on. If anything else pops up, I will report it, of course. Okay. My next story. In Bogota, an alleged drug trafficker that was required for extradition by Puerto Rico was captured. Roberto Victor C.A., an alleged drug trafficker, was captured in Bogota. The capture was carried out by the CTI and the U.S. Marshals Agency. Roberto Victor C.A. was required in extradition by Puerto Rican authorities for drug trafficking and conspiracy. The arrest took place in Barranquilla, Colombia. Roberto Victor C.A. is believed to be part of a transnational drug trafficking network. The network is linked to a shipment of 225 kilograms of cocaine from Colombia to the United States. The drug shipment was intercepted by Puerto Rico Coast Guard on its way to the U.S. Again, pretty serious news today, and the next one is not much better, but it is a little better because they caught another one. Another scoper failed. This time, another young lady failed. So let's jump into this story. They caught a woman for giving a man Scopolamine and robbing him. The events occurred in the Jardín de Choco neighborhood. In operations and investigations by the National Police of the Department of Choco, they managed to capture a 33-year-old woman for the crime of qualified theft. According to the authorities, when the victim was helpless, she took him to a motel where she stole all his belongings, after apparently giving him scopolamine. The woman was captured by a court order issued by the Municipal Promiscuous Court of Middle San Juan. The detainee was made available to the local Quibdó Prosecutor's Office number 12 for the crime of qualified theft. Now, stay to the end. Again, I'm going to put a link at the end of this video as one of my links for follow-up videos of an episode of Scam City from Bogota. If you didn't see it, he's actually in Bogota. And what he does is he goes to all around the world and tries to figure out what the scams are. I don't know how, if he pays them to get the information, but they end up talking to him. Some on camera, some not. One of the scopers actually comes on camera with his face. I was going to do it here. Too much work to overdub the video. I downloaded it last night up until midnight. It's 6:20 in the morning right now. So bear with me as I push this news out as best I can. Again, thank you for all the support. But again, this episode of Scam City, you must see if you want to know how this operates, because one of the guys, one of the larger guys, actually told them that they keep guys in these little rooms, little teeny tiny room for days. Because remember, just like your ATM here in the United States, you can only take out a certain amount. Like I can only take out $500 out of my credit union per day. But what they do is they keep you for a few days because you've already given them the PIN. So they need to keep going until they empty your account out. It's sad. But anyway, it's a good link. So stay to the end and I'll put that one up. Okay, my next story is in Colombia, there are 100,000 web models and there could be more. After a great controversy, the Community Update 2023 Congress began on August 2nd in Plaza Mayor, an event that brings together people who dedicated to the webcam business in Colombia. Various data revealed by organizers in the country, there are about 100,000 legally established webcam models that generate 50,000 jobs for other professionals around the industry. In Medellin, the number of models could be 30,000, although its underreporting could be 3 times higher. It is estimated that this industry generates 600 million pesos a year. FYI, the city has been fighting this trade show for a few months for this industry. The expo is held by Finalweb, a union for these workers. And again, it started yesterday at Plaza Mayor. So it's just like a regular trade show that I go to, only it's for webcam models. But they say it looks really professional. So don't think you're going to go in and see him laying on a bed in a booth. I mean, who knows? Anyway, let's jump into my next story. This one has to do with the flower fair again. The Classic and Antique Car Parade is a popular event at the flower fair this year. Over 260 vehicles will participate in this parade on August 5th, starting at 10 a.m. The parade route starts at El Colombiano headquarters in Envigado, goes through Sabaneta, and ends at IAFIT University in Medellin. This year, the parade includes the streets of Sabaneta as a new addition. The route covers 25 kilometers of distance and passes through various iconic streets in the region. The 26th edition of this parade will honor utility cars that were essential tools for millions of Colombians in the 20th century. So there you go. You got a few more days left, guys, so get out and enjoy these deals. I head back out again in a few days. I'm going to Los Angeles, so I can't be there. Again, I'm missing it this year. But anyway, let's jump to the next story. This one is in Cali. Concerns grow in Cali. There are more than 3,000 cases of dengue infections. A public calamity has been declared throughout the city due to the dengue outbreak. The number of dengue cases is expected to increase during the dry season. The mayor, Jorge Ivan Ospina, has covered a risk management committee to address the situation. Efforts are being made to find sinkholes and breeding sites, and fumigations are being carried out to control the outbreak. The neighborhoods of Brisas de los Alamos, Floralia, and Manuela Beltran have the highest number of dengue cases in Cali. One thing I learned in Cuba is that you cannot use aspirin, okay? Because I took, again, when you go, you want to go in and help with the Cuban people. And I took aspirin. And one thing they reminded me, my guide reminded me, if you're going to Cuba, you got to use my guide. If you're going to Cuba, you need to not use, well, if you're going there and you're going to take something down, you can take other medications or whatever you think they may have benefit of. But aspirin is one thing that you cannot take if you use dengue because it thins out your blood. So any anticoagulant you should not use, okay? And I don't know if that's, well, I won't mention it because I don't know. So, but just aspirin for sure. Anything with any aspirin products in it thins it out. And of course, that makes it even worse because you can't clot. Okay, before this last story, check this out.
With the ball blade, I better set it with the ball blade, hit it with the long way. One love to the southwest side.
That's right. I have to say thanks to all the supporters who are allowing me to do what I do. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for the kind words in the comments. Let's jump into this last short story. This one has to do with dog foxes. That's right. This is how the dog foxes look in Medellin, Colombia. I'm not kidding you. The animals were seen in Botero Park and around the Antioquia Museum. In Medellin, several citizens reported the sighting of 2 dog foxes, one in Botero Park and the other in the vicinity of the Antioquia Museum. So many are already wondering if this is normal. On July 18th, around 4:12 a.m., a hidden camera captured the appearance of one of these animals at the Juan Pablo II airport, and that's what you're looking at right now. Likewise, the environmental entity recalled that the fox dogs are distributed throughout the Abura Valley and do not represent a risk to citizens. However, the recommendation is not to feed them, not to approach them, and much less don't try to capture them, okay? Just leave the dog foxes alone. And it's true. This is a true story. So much so that in Texas, we have something called the jackalopes. And I've seen one. It's a combination of a rabbit and an antelope. I kid you not. It's like an old folklore here in Texas, but not until I did a business trip down to the valley, down to the Rio Grande Valley, down in McAllen. And I was out walking again, or jogging at that point, on the side of the road, and I saw something scoot around. It was scooting like rabbit feet, but was prancing and had man, I'm telling you, this is real. This stuff is real. So folklore can be real. Anyway, remember to travel, but travel safe. Headed to Medellin, Colombia? See my guy Andres with Nomad Travel for safe airport pickups and drop-offs and tours. Contact information in the description below. If you're in Medellin and you need dental work done, from a basic cleaning to major reconstructive surgery, come see my guy, Dr. Carlos Maury. Contact information in the description below. Join me on social media. I am DC Born Rob Official on Instagram. I am DC Born Rob Official 1 on TikTok. I am DC Born Rob O on Twitter. Don't be like this guy right here.
You're just so stupid. I had to send you a video to let you know that you're so stupid.
That's right. Don't be like this guy right here. Join me on social media.